Hi, I'm Brady Zenz.
And I'm Ben Stone, and this is the 12-6 podcast.
Today we're going to be talking about the World Baseball Classic and the Dominican team and the USA team, their pros and cons. So, what are your thoughts on the USA team?
Well, I think they have the best hitters in baseball. They got Mike Trout, Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt, and Trey Turner. So I think that's a great lineup. So I honestly think that they're going to be the best team in the World Baseball Classic, other than the fact that their pitching is not as good as the Dominican Republic's, and that's the only thing that the Dominican Republic has on them. So I think it's going to be a great matchup.
Yeah, and they have Tim Anderson, who's a 300 batter, batting last for USA. That is that just shows how good this team is. They also have Pete Alonso, JT Realmuto, Kyle Tucker, uh, Mookie Betts. That's a lot of star power. I think all around the Dominican pitching is better, but I think the USA offense blows their lineup out of the water. Um, Dominicans lineup, they have Starling Marte, who's not the best. Juan Soto, who's good when he's playing like Juan Soto. Manny Machado, obviously great. Vladdy, great. Devers, great. Jose Ramirez, pretty good. Jeremy Pena is solid. Gary Sanchez is horrible. And Julio Rodriguez batting last, which I don't understand that exactly, but he, rookie of the year, he's fantastic.
Well, I think that USA is a lot better hitting team than Dominican, and I think it's not even close. Other than Juan Soto playing right field, but with that being said, I don't think that their lineup can even compare to Team USA. But the only thing they got is pitching, and they've got Valdez from the Astros and Alcantara that are the two horses from the rotation. I think that's what's going to carry them to the later rounds of the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, and but I do think USA's their pitching isn't great. Logan Webb is their number one, who is a solid number one, but besides that, it's kind of just like scrubs. Um, yeah, but like you're saying, Dominicans pitching rotations: Sandy Alcantara, Framber Valdez, Luis Castillo, Christian Javier, all great options. And then their bullpen is insanely good. Like just to name off some of the people, Camilio Duval, Emmanuel Clase, uh, Frankie Montas is going to be a long reliever for them unless they put him
Who's
in.
on the play?
Genesis Cabrera, Jahan Duran, he's really good,
Johan.
and yeah, Rafael Montero. They have some good bullpen pieces as well.
The other team that's going to be good is Puerto Rico with Baez, Lindor. Sadly, Correa is not going to play this year. And Edwin Diaz. That's a great team right there.
Yeah, I still think USA's got to be one. Like that. That's not
Oh,
even me being biased. Like the offense is too good. I don't care what the pitching rotation is. As long as this team is scoring like 6 runs a game, you're good.
yeah. It's going to be kind of hard to go against Sandy Alcantara with that lineup, though. But it's still the best lineup Team USA has ever seen, or the whole world has ever seen, because this is the best lineup that I think will ever happen with Mike Trout, Bryce Harper, and Mookie Betts.
Yeah, I could just imagine them just getting no hit. That would be that'd be great. That'd be a
You think it would be great if Team USA got no hit?
I wouldn't say it'd be great, but it'd be funny because like you're saying it's just the best lineup all time in the World Baseball Classic, and then just they get no hit.
Perfect game, just
Yeah, that'd
complete
be that'd be definitely surprising for
against like the most
sure.
random guy from Team Mexico or something.
Huh?
Like against like the most random guy from Team Mexico or something.
Yeah. Um, who else do you think is a good World Baseball Classic team?
I think Team Mexico is good. They've got a strong lineup with Alejandro Kirk, uh, Agon's gonna manage and stuff. I think also Team Israel's got a good team. I'm Jewish, so I gotta represent.
All
But
right.
and I think Team Canada with Freddie Freeman holding the leadership role and obviously being one of the best players in baseball. So I think they can go pretty far too.
Yeah, what about Team Australia with Aaron Whitefield?
I think he's gonna carry that team to the promised land, and I see a Team USA versus Australia championship matchup.
Team Australia will destroy USA.
Oh
Um,
no, don't.
so another one of the segments we're talking about today, we're gonna go through all the MLB teams, say whether during free agency they got better, worse, or stayed the same. So we'll start off with the AL East. What do you think about the Orioles?
I think there's not a lot to think about them. There's like they only subtracted. They didn't add to their team.
I mean, they got Adam Frazier. I think they stay the same. I like it's just the same old Orioles. I think
They're
they're gonna underperform people's expectations. They overperformed last year. People are gonna expect them to do better this year, and I don't think they're gonna do that great.
I think they've got a very bright future. I just think right now they're not. They're
I
not
love
very.
Rutschman. Rutschman's great.
Rutschman's amazing. He's the second best catcher in baseball right now, and he's coming for that top spot.
Yeah. Next team, the Red Sox. I think I can speak for both of us. They did not get better. I think they got worse. You lost one of like a top 5 shortstop in the MLB. You can't say it's a successful free agency. I don't think they
I
got
think
better.
they got some good arms though, and they got
Yoshida.
yeah, and I think he's gonna be a great player.
I just think they got worse. I don't see their moves making them better. I think they have a worse record than last year.
I think they're kind of the team that will stay the same. I just don't see them going way better or way worse. I think
I
they'll
can
be the
see
same.
that too. But they also did re-sign Rafael Devers too, which is a good move.
Yeah, for a long time,
Yeah.
and he's a great player. And Boston needs that guy for a long time, and he probably will move to first base or be a DH at some point.
Yeah. Next team, the Yankees. That
Their pitching definitely got better.
yeah, I'll say they
Rodon was a great signing.
I'll say they got better just because Rodon and Judge, you re-sign Judge for a long-term contract. I think at the end of the contract it'll start to hurt him a little bit, but that's like every single long-term contract that these stars are signing. Um, and then Rodon, yeah, you got him. He was a great starter.
And he made I was about to say that Aaron Judge's contract might be like Albert Pujols, where he popped off for the early years of his contract and the early years of his baseball time, and now at the end of the road, he probably won't be the best at 6'7", almost 300 pounds. It's gonna be hard to maintain all that muscle and all that in right field for his whole career. So I've seen videos of him moving to first base. And they'll probably DH.
Yeah, he
a
was
couple.
taking first base reps like spring
Yeah.
training.
I think
Um,
that's him for his whole career.
But now it's like you got to do what you got to do to keep your stars on the team for long term. But yeah, I think that was a successful free agency. They're successful enough for the Yankees.
I also don't think IKF coming back was a great idea because they've got great shortstops coming up with Gleyber Torres at second. So I don't know why that had to happen.
Yeah, they could have just rolled with Oswaldo Cabrera, and then
Yeah.
until Volpe comes up in a few years, year or two.
They've got great options for the future, like Jason Dominguez in the outfield. It's a matter of time when they're going to come up.
Yeah. All right, next team, Tampa Bay Rays.
They didn't do anything.
They signed Zach Eflin to that one pretty big deal. He's a solid starter. I think they stayed the same. I don't think he's a great starter by any means. I'd say it was probably an overpay as well, but it's the Rays. They'll always somehow do good, but I think they stayed the same.
and they subtracted Kevin Kiermaier, their longtime Ray.
Yeah, he wasn't the best, but
But thing is, Eflin will definitely get better because it's just the Rays. That's what they do. They get the guys who didn't perform as well with other teams and then make them incredible with theirs. So it's
yeah.
definitely gonna happen. But
Blue
Tyler
Jays.
Glasnow better come to the A.
Yeah. Blue Jays up next. Um, some of their accusations, like you said, was Kiermaier, who went from in division, which is kind of odd. They had that trade. They traded Lourdes Gurriel and a catching prospect for who even is it?
Dalton Varsho,
Yeah, Dalton Varsho.
the Diamondbacks.
I didn't like that deal exactly. Gabriel Montero was the catching prospect. It was like the number one or number two catching prospect. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't really understand it. It's a number two guy for a big leaguer, which was kind of weird to me. Why
Especially
would
when you're
you?
giving up an outfielder that's literally like the same as him. They're literally like the same player. And then you're also giving up a top prospect. That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and Lourdes Gurriel's a great clubhouse guy for the Blue Jays, and he was a great teammate and great player for them. So I don't know what Varsho's gonna do for the Blue Jays that the other guys won't.
Yeah, I don't know how I felt about that trade. Actually, I do. I think the Diamondbacks fleeced them. So we got the White Sox up next. I think they stayed the same. What did they do? I don't. They didn't do much.
Um, no. I oh, one thing about the Blue Jays, they got Chris Bassett. That was their big thing they got, and
Oh
Brandon
yeah,
Belt.
but I think they stayed the same. Oh wait, we didn't even say. I think they stayed the same. I still think they're gonna do great this year.
They get better. I think they get better for sure.
Yeah,
If Barrios comes in with a better season, they'll for sure get better.
I think they stay the same with that trade that they made. I don't know. I don't like it.
Well, why
Um,
did they need a catcher? They got Jansen.
I don't know. But next team we got is the White Sox. They made no moves, um, except for signing Elvis Andrews recently. I don't think that's gonna really do much, but they stayed the same. They literally made no moves.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
there's
think they made a single move.
nothing to report home about.
Um, Cleveland Guardians.
They got what they needed. They got
Josh Bell.
Josh Bell.
Yeah, Josh Bell. Did they make any other moves?
Mike Zunino at catcher. So they
And
got
and
what they
Brian
needed,
Shaw as a relief pitcher.
who they already had in 2016 with the World Series. So I think Josh Bell and Mike Zunino are perfect for them because that's who they needed, and they got what they needed. They're already a great, talented team who's very young, the youngest in baseball, and their 4 through 5 starting rotation was injured last year, and they still won the division. But I do think the division's going to get harder this year with the Twins being a better team.
All right. So
I
we'll
think
take that on to the Twins. What do we think about their moves? They got Correa back after a wild offseason for Correa. Joey Gallo. I think that could end up being an okay move, but they're paying him $17 million. So
that's okay.
I'm not sure. Oh, Guardians got better. I never said that, but they got better.
I think Twins got better too. Even though they had Correa before, I think adding him back was like the best thing they could have done.
Yeah, I mean,
They're one of the winners of the offseason for sure.
yeah, it was very interesting offseason for Correa. Very interesting. Next up, Tigers. Stay
If
the
I'm being
same.
completely honest, I don't really know what they did. I don't think they did
I don't think
anything.
they did anything. Also, Twins got better. Forgot to say that again. Next up, the Royals. Tigers stayed the same. Royals stayed the same, I believe, as well. They didn't.
They got some bullpen guys. I think they got older players and pitchers to
Greinke
uh,
re-signed.
be leaders to the younger players. So I think that's all they tried to do is bring leadership to the young guys. And Bobby Witt Jr. is going to be amazing this year. So I'm excited to see that.
And honestly, I think the Royals are underratedly horrible.
Oh, wow!
I
Just had to put it out there.
I mean, I can name I can name 2 players, 3 play, maybe 4 players on their team. I mean, it's kind of pathetic. All
Okay,
right.
let's say them. Come on, let's say it.
All right, they got Salvi, they have Bobby Witt, Brady Singer, uh, um, MJ Melendez. I honestly don't think I can name a single other person.
I mean, I'd say Michael Franco is the greatest player of all time.
Is he even on the? I don't think he's on the Royals.
Yeah, he was. I don't know if he
I
still
don't think
is,
he is
but
anymore. I don't know. I can't name anybody on that team.
where is he?
Who cares?
Where-
All right, we got
podcast
that. We got the Astros up next.
They lost Justin Verlander, the Cy Young Award winner.
Mm-hmm.
which is a-
Re-signed Christian Javier.
They did for a long time, and sadly they did because they're in our division.
Yeah. I think they stayed this.
Manager Jeremy Pena got bigger, and he's definitely on trend. There's no way he's not.
I think he stayed. I think they stay the same, but they didn't need to get better.
Mancini left, so that's a subtraction too.
Yeah.
That's kind of it with.
And Roberto Perez,
All right.
who they traded for at the deadline. All right, next up we got the Angels. Now this is no bias. They got better. They added.
No bias.
They only added good players, solid players. They didn't lose anybody. I mean, they traded Syndergaard, but they lost Lorenzen. Besides that, they really lost nobody. And I think adding Urshela, Brandon Drury, Hunter Renfroe is a completely underrated signing. He's going to do great. Tyler Anderson. I think
That's the best.
the Angels have something brewing, and I think they're a little underrated. Alex Bregman said that he thinks Angels are underrated this year.
And I agree. I completely agree with him. No bias at all. But I think the Angels are coming for that #1 spot.
I think people are just underrating us because we've had off seasons like this year after year, and we underperform every year. So I can't say the people are wrong for saying that we didn't really do anything. So, but I like our moves. I think they were sneaky.
I'm being completely honest. I think this is the best off season we've had in a long time, and I think that will turn out really good because now we've got depth guys that we can put Fletcher on the bench, or if we need him to start, we'll have him start. Logan O'Hoppe will play catcher, and Stassi will lead him. I think our team's going in the right direction from here, and we've kind of got an older team, but I think it's going to work. It's this year or next year to make or break.
Now we just got to re-sign Ohtani.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Trout's doing everything he can for that.
Yeah. Our next team up, the A's. Now, hear me out.
Did the Angels get better? Did the Angels get better?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
A's, they got better. They added a few people that aren't. No, they got better. Okay, they added a few people that aren't like they're obviously not stars, but they added pieces that are like all right. They're like it's like Moneyball over again. So I think they just added a few cheap deals that can make them better, but obviously they're gonna be bad again.
The thing is, the Guardians are Moneyball, not the A's. The A's are like worse than Moneyball. The Guardians are the right Moneyball team.
Yeah, I mean, they added pieces that'll get the job done.
The Rays are Moneyball. The A's are just worse than those teams completely. Their best player is Seth Brown. I don't even know who that is.
I mean, I would say it's Ramon Laureano, but yeah,
I'd say Seth Brown any day. I've only heard of his name. I don't know who he is, but
oh, what about Sean Murphy? Oh wait.
oh, he's on the Braves. That's
Yeah.
messed up, man.
All right, next team up, Seattle Mariners.
Well,
They got better.
they got better.
They got Colton
J-Ross,
Wong. Um,
okay. They lost Adam Frazier,
lost Jesse Winker.
and I thought he was gonna get better because he gets walked a lot, and I think that's what they need. But
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they traded him,
I hope
but
they get worse.
I think they got better. I don't know.
I hope they get worse.
So I think they stayed the same.
Their
Texas
pitching,
Rangers, they got
they
better.
got better for sure. Their pitching's a lot better.
Their
Their rotation's a
pitching is
lot
very
better.
good.
But DeGrom's not going to stay healthy all the time, so I'm not completely scared of the Rangers. Their lineup does not scare me at all. All they got is Seager and Semien. Their bullpen is not that great, so I still think they're fourth place.
What about
in our
Cole
division.
Calhoun?
So, I mean, I love Cole Calhoun, but I don't think he's better than Hunter Renfroe or anyone. So,
Or Taylor Ward?
yeah, I mean Taylor Ward's coming for that MVP spot. He said.
Yeah, he
Seems
wants
like
it.
Yeah.
So for today, we'll only do AL. Next episode, we'll do the NL on whether we think they got better, worse, or stayed the same. But
Yeah, we'll grade.
with that, I think that's all we got. Our first episode back in a while. We apologize. But see you next time.
Very busy. All right. Shout out Mr. Goss. See ya.
Who?